Our next chapter is fermented and non-fermented beverages. As per the beverages, we can say that the fruit beverages are easily digestible, highly refreshing, thirst quenching, appetizing, and nutritionally far superior to many synthetic and aerated drinks. So this is the definition of the fruit beverages. The fruit beverages are here classified into two groups. One group is the fermented beverages and another is the unfermented beverages. In the unfermented beverages, you can see that the fruit juice which do not undergo alcoholic fermentation are termed as unfermented beverages, and these include the juice, sweetened juice, the natural juice, RTS, nectar, squash, cordial, and barley water, carbonated juice. These all are included into the unfermented beverages. The another category is the fermented beverages, and the fruit juice which have undergo the alcoholic fermentation is by the yeast is known as the fermented beverages, and it includes the wine, champagne, port, sherry, tokay, muscat, perry, orange wine, berry wine, nira, and cedar. Now, first of all, we will discuss about the unfermented beverages, and in unfermented beverages there is the juice, and here we can again categorize the juice into two categories. One is the natural juice, means the pure juice, as we extract the juice from the fruit, it is the natural juice, and this juice contains the natural sugar and the 100% juice, means there is no need to add any kind of things like the sugar as well as the water in that particular juice. Just what we are extracting from the fruit is the natural juice. The another juice is the sweetened juice, and it is the liquid powder liquid product which contains at least 85% juice and 10% soluble solids. So here we have to add the certain sugar, and the juice we have to keep up to the 85%. The another product is the ready to serve, and here you can see that with the name ready to serve means there is no need to dilute this particular beverage, and this can be prepared from the fruit juice which should have 10% of the fruit juice and 10% TSS. Besides this, it should also have the 0.3% acid, and as I told you that as per the name there is no need to dilution of this particular beverage, and we can serve this beverage to our guest without adding the water or anything else. And another category is the nectar, and this type of fruit beverage contains at least 20% of the fruit juice or pulp and 15% of the TSS, and it also contains 0.3% acid, and this beverage is also does not require any kind of dilution before serving. So here you can see the difference between these two, because in examination many times the difference may be asked, that what is the difference between the RTS beverage and the nectar. So you can see here that these are the four type of difference in between these two products. The another product is the cordial, and this is more or less resembles to the space, but it is sparkling clear sweetened fruit juice, and this one is actually free from the pulpy material, which we have to completely remove with the siphon method by extracting the juice with the help of the siphoning method, and it should have 25% juice and 30% TSS and 1.5% acid, and to preserve this one we have to add 350 ppm the sulfur dioxide, and in general the cordial is prepared from the citrus fruits, and it is very much needed for the blending of the wines. The another product is the squash, and this product is more or less same to the cordial, but in this there is no need to remove the pulpy material, because the pulpy material always remains suspended in this beverage, and it contains at least 25% fruit juice or pulp and 40 to 50% of the TSS. It also contains 1% acid and 350 ppm sulfur dioxide and 600 ppm sodium benzoate if our fruit squeeze is from the colored fruits. And this one is required 3-time dilution, and the mango, orange, pineapple are used for the commercial squeeze. Whereas we can also use certain colored fruits like jamun, peach, falsa, plum, mulberry, raspberry, strawberry, grapefruit, and these all are because they have the natural color. So to protect this natural color, we have to add the sodium benzoate as a preservative, because the chemist may lead the bleaching of their original color. Here you can see the difference between these two, that squeeze contains 40% TSS, cordial contains 30% TSS, juice contains more or less same in both the cases. Squeeze is not a sparkling clear product, and cordial is the sparkling clear product, and it is always remains free from any kind of suspended material, and squeeze prepared from many fruits, and cordial mostly prepared from the citrus fruits. Now you can see here the another product is the crush, and this type of fruit beverage contains at least 25% fruit juice or pulp and 55% of TSS. It is more or less similar to squeeze and contains 1% acid, and it also required dilution before serving, just like the squeeze. The another product is the syrup. This type of fruit beverage contains at least 25% fruit juice or pulp and 65% TSS. It also contains 1.3 to 1.5% acid, and it is also required dilution before serving. And most of the fruits can be used for preparation of the syrup, like the falsa, amla, jamun, pomegranate, grape, lemon, orange. And sometimes we can also blend this with the help of the ginger in case of the amla and the another fruits. So this can be prepared from the fruit juices. Although nowadays in market sometimes synthetic type of syrups are also available, and in these we can, in general, we can also use the extract of the rose, sandal and almond. These are the synthetic syrups, and these contains the heavy sugar syrup, means 70 to 75% strength of the syrup we have to use in these synthetic syrups, but they doesn't have, means they are always free from the natural juice, means they doesn't have any kind of the fruit juice or pulp. And for the adding any kind of flavor or essence, we have to add some artificial essence like the rose, kevda, orange, pineapple, strawberry, lemon. So just like the Guruji Ki Thandai and other sarbat which are available in the market, they are all synthetic syrups, and they doesn't have any kind of fruit juice. The another is the fruit juice concentrate, and the fruit juice obtained by removal of major part of water by the vacuum evaporation or the fractional freezing, means after the concentration of the juice by boiling, we can get this fruit juice concentrate, and it contains 100% juice and 32% TSS. The advantage of this concentrate that it is reduce the weight and bulk, so we can easily carry them in the small packing, and the storage and transport is more comparatively cheaper in comparison to the juice and other products which I already told you. The product can be used as a base material for packing, for making the various food and beverage formulation. So as and when we needed the juice or the particular beverage in bulk, then we can dissolve it in the water, and then we can prepare from this one. Although there is problem with the concentrate, that fermentation we cannot prevent, and that's why there may be chances of the non-enzymatic browning and the gel formation, which is a highly undesirable thing in case of this concentrate. The another is the fruit juice powder, which can be converted into a free-flowing, highly hygroscopic powder with the help of the puff drying, freeze drying, vacuum drying, spray drying, or drum drying. These are the different kind of dryers in which we can easily dry the fruit juice by spraying this one in the chamber of the puff dryer or the another kind of dryer, and then we can collect the free flowing highly hygroscopic powder and can pack just like you can see in the market nowadays. The rasna and the different kind of things are available, and as and when the needed we can dissolve them and we can use. The main advantage of this powder is that we can keep it for the longer duration, and it is easily soluble in the cold water. There is one disadvantage, that during the drying process the much of its original flavor and color may be lost, as well as its the vitamin C content also. The another beverage is the barley water, and in barley water it contains at least 25% fruit juice, 30% TSS, 1% acid, and 0.25% barley starch, and it is known as the barley water. It is prepared from citrus fruits, just like lime, lemon, grapefruit, orange, and lime and lemon are mostly used for preparation of the barley water. For preparation of the barley water, you can see here that we can use 1 liter of the fruit juice, 2 kg of sugar, 15 gram of the barley flour, 1.3 liter of the water, and essence and the preservative as per the need or as per the quantity of the product we can also use, because the preservative we can use up to the 500 ppm per liter of the final product. Carbonated beverage, this is again fruit juice or the beverage which we have to preserve with the help of the carbon dioxide by dissolving the carbon dioxide. So it is also known as the carbonation, and 14.6 gram of the carbon dioxide gas per liter we can dissolve, and then we can capping that particular bottle, and as and when we need it we can consume it. The advantage of this one is that due to the anaerobic condition, most of the microbes may not survive in this one. The reason is that not only the anaerobic condition, but the nature of the fruits acidic, they are also helpful to keep this produce for the longer duration without any kind of much spoilage in such kind of products. So you can see here that as per FPO specification, the non-diluted which products or beverages which used before serving are the unsweetened juice, which contain 100% juice and natural TSS, sweetened juice 85%, and TSS is 10%, in RTS 10% TSS, 10% juice, and 0.3% acidity, acid. In nectar 20% juice, 15% TSS, and 0.3% acid. In cordial 25% fruit juice, 30% TSS, and 1.5% acid, and 350 ppm sulfur dioxide KMS. Barley water 25 ppm fruit juice, 30% 25% fruit juice, 30% TSS, 1% acidity acid, and 0.25% barley starch. Similarly, the beverages which are diluted before serving, space which contains at least 25% juice, 40% TSS, 1% acid, and 350 ppm SO2 or 600 ppm sodium benzoate. Similarly, crush 25 ppm fruit juice, 55% TSS, and 1% acid and preservative as in case of squash. Similarly, syrup which should contain 25% juice, 65% TSS, and 1.3 to 1.5% acid. So this is all about the unfermented beverages. Now we move on the fermented beverages, and as per the definition of the fermented beverages, I already told you that these are the fermented beverages And the alcoholic fermentation of the product we can get with the help of a particular yeast. This species of the yeast is help to produce the fermented beverages, means the carbohydrate of the juice is converted into the alcohol by the Saccharomyces cerevisiae of the species of the yeast. And for preparation of the fermented beverage in general, grape wine is the oldest example and the best example, because with the help of the grapes we can prepare a good wine in comparison to the other kind of fruits. And there are certain reasons that why we like the grapes for preparation of the wines. So first of all, know that grapes are the best fruit for quality wine production, and yeast is the key for alcoholic fermentation or ethanol production. And certain the factors which influence the growth of the yeast also affect the quality of the wine. You can see here that what is the sugar and acid composition of the fruits, and here you will see that the grape contains 15 to 22% the total sugar and 0.4 to 1.3% acid in the form of tartaric acid. And this is the reason that due to the high sugar content, the grapes are most suitable for preparation of the wine in comparison to the other fruits. The another factors are the temperature. The optimum temperature for fermentation purpose is the 22 to 27%, and quality white wine is produced at the lower temperature, means 10 to 15 degrees centigrade, and the red wines which needs in general high temperature, which is 20 to 30%. The another factor is the ethanol content, and 1 mole of glucose gives rise to 2 mole of ethyl alcohol, means ethanol. So 2 moles of, and besides this we can also get the 2 moles of the CO2 during the fermentation. So the 10 to 12% ethanol is must. After that, growth of yeast declines considerably. It is the important thing. Carbohydrate and energy sources, the glucose, fructose, sucrose and maltose are easily utilized by the yeast, which I told that Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the main species of this yeast, which is used for the fermentation purpose, which produce the ethanol and carbon dioxide. Similarly, the lactose, pentose, dextrine, starch or higher molecular weight carbohydrate or polysaccharides also found in the different fruits, but it is not utilized by the yeast, so these are not good for the fermentation purpose. Usually 0.18 to 1.3% sugar is utilized for the growth of the yeast, and rest of the is used for the ethanol generation. And the sugar concentration 25% and above in the is the must for the yeast, otherwise the yeast growth is slow down. So except grape, due to low concentration of sugar in other fruits, we cannot get the good wine. Now, sorry for disturbance. The another is the carbon dioxide and the pressure. So CO2 is produced during the fermentation, and if there is high pressure is built, then it inhibits the growth of yeast. So we have to clear in in mind that during this wine preparation, the CO2 pressure should not be much more. Sulfur dioxide and other agents also bring down the number of contaminating microorganisms like the mold, yeast, and bacteria. So we can also use them. Although the salicylic acid, the bromoacetic acid, ethylene oxide, benzoic acid, and sorbic acid can also be used, but the sulfur dioxide in generally you use because it prevents the contamination of the another kind of microorganisms. pH and acid. Normally the organic acids present in the fruits, they do not interfere with the yeast fermentation, but the other organic acids such as acetic acid, butyric, propionic, and fatty acids, they have the inhibitory effect on the yeast. And the pH is below 3, the alcoholic fermentation is always delayed considerably. The growth factors like the biotin, inositol, nicotinic acid, pantothenic acid, and the aminobenzoic acid, pyridixine, thymine are needed for the growth of the yeast. Another is the mineral and the pesticides. The iron, copper, zinc, aluminium are present in the final product, and fermentation is not usually affected by the low concentration. But in general, the pesticides are normally used to control the pest which infest the trees and the fruits. But their highly residue is somewhat is toxic to the for the preparation of this one. Nitrogen source, the growth of yeast is totally depends on the nitrogenous compounds as amino nitrogen are needed. So if there is more of this one, then it will be better. Diammonium hydrogen phosphate or ammonium sulfate up to 0.3 gram per liter we can use in the winery. Tannin and phenolic compounds. So tannin and phenolic compounds are also present in the juice, and tannins generally does not affect the growth of this yeast. Juice clarification. In the recent years, the pectonylatic enzymes are better for the yield and quality of the wine. So in wine manufacture, the cloudy and turbid juice is more preferred. In some of the cases, we can also use the bentonite to improve the fermentation. However, the fruit pulp of the non-grape fruits have to be treated with the pectinolytic enzymes. Insoluble materials such as filter aids or wheat flour is added for the quick fermentation. So this is all about the factors which are responsible for the good quality of the wine. So wine is generally denotes the product which is prepared or produced by the fermentation of the grape juice. So wine is beverage resulting from the fermentation by yeast, and grape juice is the better for this purpose. The another reasons why we needs the grape more suitable for wine making, because the juice is extremely rich in natural sugar. There is natural association of the fermenting yeast with the grape. High content of the nitrogenous matter available in the grape juice, which promote the growth of the yeast. High acid content of the juice of grape favors the yeast and protect from the other bacterial fermentation. High alcohol and acid content in the fermented wine keep it stable and prolonged and safe for storage. There are different kind of wines are available in market. Red wine, the grapes are crushed and stemmed, but the skin and seeds are left. The white wine, it is made from the white or greenish grapes or from the juice of grape which the skin have been removed. The dry skin are those which contain very little or no sugar that can be detected by the taste. Sweet wine, the sugar content is high enough to be detected by the taste. Light wines, they contain 7 to 9% alcohol. Medium wines, they contain 9 to 16% alcohol. Strong wines, they contain 16 to 21% alcohol. Sparkling wine, they contains the CO2, means we have to add the CO2. Fortified wines means we have to add alcohol in the form of brandy. So in general, they contains the 12% alcohol or more in case of the fortified wines. This is the difference between different kind of wines: light wine, medium wine and strong wine. Similarly, the red wine and the white wine you can see on the screen, and sometimes that such type of difference in the examination may be asked. Champagne, it is sparkling wine and it is made chiefly in France from the two variety of the grape, Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir. And nowadays it is also available in the different countries, but the product quality is not as good as in case of the France from these two variety. The another thing in case of champagne is that this is the fermentation of this champagne is always allowed to complete in the bottles which are especially made to withstand the high pressure of the gas. This is the main characteristics of this champagne. The another is the port. It is a fortified sweet red wine which is made originally in Portugal, but now in other countries are also available. Sherry is the Spanish wine and it is matured by placing the barrels for 3 to 4 months in sunlight where the temperature is as high as 54 to 60 degrees centigrade. Tokay, it is again very famous fortified wine. It is made in Hungary. Muscat is prepared from the muscat grapes in Italy, California, Spain and Australia. Perry, this one is different from the grapes, and you can see here the pear is mainly used for the preparation of the perry with the high tannin contents, and it is made just similar to that of the apple cider. Since it is deficient in nitrogen, so we have to add some nitrogenous material artificially to make the fermentation better. And the temperature is 20 to 22 degrees centigrade, and in general the waste, culled fruits and trimming left over from canning can also be used for preparation of the perry. Orange wine, it can be sweetened by adding sugar and then allowed to ferment, but there is problem if during preparation of the orange wine, if there is mixing of orange oil, then it checks the fermentation. So we have to take in care that during preparation of the orange wine, the orange oil should not be added in the juice. And the preparation of wine method is same as in case of the grape wine. Then the berry wine, it is prepared from the different kind of berry like strawberry, blackberry, elderberry, and it is also known as berry wine. And it is popular in different countries, but not in India, because it is somewhat sweet in taste, and in our country actually the wine is more popular due to its peculiar taste, not the sweetish taste. Feni, it is the fermented wine which is made from the cashew apple, and it is a popular product of the Goa in our country. The another is the Nira or toddy. It is the alcoholic beverage produced from the sap of the palm tree. The Acrophomia mexicana of the coconut inflorescence sap is used for preparation of this one, and this sap is collected in the clay pots, and then they can be used for fermentation, and 10 to 12% sugar, although in case of the coconut it may be the 15 to 18% sugar, and the toddy contains about 6 to 7% ethanol. So the toddy is stored for longer time. Acetic acid production ensures the resulting in the spoilage of the product. Cedar, it is prepared from the apple, and it is a low alcoholic drink, contains about 4 to 6% alcohol, and the apple wine contains 11 to 14%. Cedar is mostly prepared by fermentation of a special grade of apples which have high tannin content, means which contain 0.1 to 0.3% tannin content. And the cedar apples are so chosen that their juice contains higher percentage of sugar, that the variety which contains more than 12.5% sugar in their juice are generally used for the apple cider production, and it should be in the form of fructose. In Europe and in India, apple cider pertains to the fermented apple juice, and for wine fermentation of apple juice is supplemented with the cane sugar, and sometimes we can also use the ammonium chloride or the phosphate as a supplement material. There is the difference between the brewed vinegar and artificial or synthetic or non-brewed vinegar. The brewed vinegar prepared from the natural substrate, that is fruits, potato, honey, molasses, and non-brewed vinegar prepared by dilution of the synthetic acetic acid to 4%. Brewed is color extract is generally natural, and in case of non-brewed is caramel is added for the coloring material. So this is all about the different kind of fermented and non-fermented beverages. Now here you can see certain terms, that what is the wine, the cedar, perry, mead. Mead means wine from the honey, brandy, distilled wine, rum from fermented molasses or cane sugar, whiskey, distillation of the mass of malted grains, beer from malted barley, toddy from the coconut influences. Similarly, there are certain another terminology clarification. It is a process of complete removal of all suspended material from the juice. Centrifugation, and centrifuge is the separation of the immiscible liquids or the solid from the liquid by application of the centrifugal force. Then detartarization, elimination of the potassium bitartrate from fruit beverage. Pasteurization, it is the process of heat treatment, and it is used to reduce the total microflora, especially the pathogenic bacteria. Flash pasteurization, it is the process of heating fruit juice for a short time at a temperature higher than the pasteurization temperature and held at that temperature for about 1 minute. Carbonation means process of dissolving sufficient carbon dioxide in the fruit juice. Decanter, it is the process of removal of suspended material from the juice. Deaerator, the equipment used for removal of the oxygen from the fruit juice. So this is all about the fermented and unfermented beverages, and if there is any query, then you are most welcome.